Hello and welcome to this video. Today I'm going to unbox the November Elves box by Sophie and Toffee. And the theme of this box is floating shakers. First off, we have this undescripted bottle. I hope we will get information about it later in the booklet. Then we have this fish mold with this tiny cute goldfish. And this tiny fish glass mold. We also get some turquoise and red glitter. And these hollow, clear keychain things. And we get some Sophie and Toffee UV resin. We get this bottle mold, and this gives me major Legend of Zelda vibes. Next up we have this bottle with the blue and clear liquid, and it's really fun to play with it, I have to say. We also get this water or milk bottle mold. And we get these styrofoam beads. We get another one of these two liquid bottles. This time the colored liquid is white. We got some beautiful orange pigment. And some UV nail art gel. Tiny bottle with this really pointy tip. I think it's for filling in the shaker oil. On the first page of the booklet we get the Sophie and Toffee information, and we also get to see the June's Creative Contest winners. And here are the items that come in the box. And I just realized that the glitter is supposed to be hard shimmer confetti, so it's heart shaped, which is pretty neat. I can't really find the undescriptive bottle anywhere, but I think it might be the shaker oil, since it's the only item on this list that would make sense. Here are the instructions on how to make the shakers. And on the back of the booklet we get a November discount code. For the first project I wanted to make a tiny fishbowl, so I'm putting a thin layer of UV resin all around the inside of the fishbowl, and I'm using a skewer to just get rid of the bubbles. and I'm constantly moving the mold to make sure the resin is spread evenly. If you have too much resin, it might clump up, so I'm just using enough to make sure that I coated every single surface. And then in the first few seconds of the curing, I'm still moving it around to prevent it from collecting in one spot. And I'm doing this at least 3 times to get a decent wall thickness. Next up, I'm using the orange pigment in the fish molds, and I'm purposefully only filling half of the mold and then pressing the other side on and shake it around to try and get some air bubbles in the fish, so hopefully they will swim. Then I just make the bottom of the fish bowl with some clear UV resin and some shiny gemstones that I had lying around. After finishing the bottom, I'm just adding some glitter and the fish inside the bowl, and then I'm adding the bottom. And I'm making sure to leave a little gap where I can fill in the shaker oil. And after filling it, I just see at the bottom. Now unfortunately, this one leaked a bit since I made it too thin, so I had to search for the gaps and fill them in a bit more. I later on make another one off camera that I use 4 coats of UV resin in. To get the bottom mold, I'm basically using the same technique. But this time I'm making sure to fill in the lid part a bit more, because that's where the gap in my previous one was. And here I'm also using 4 coats of UV resin. As I mentioned in the beginning, this bottle really reminds me of Zelda, so I wanted to make a tiny scenery in it. And I decided to make the Master Sword sticking out of his pedestal. For that I sketched out a tiny Master Sword on some cardstock, and then I glued 3 layers of cardstock to get it thick. And I'm just basically using scissors and my Dremel to shape it. And to get the cardstock hard, I'm drenching it in super glue. I make the tiny pedestal out of some craft foam. And I'm also adding a base with a Triforce just out of some cardboard. After curing, I just paint the base with some acrylic paints. Lastly, I'm adding some of the green moss that came in the last Sophie Toffee Elves box. When I finished the base, I just flipped the bottle upside down, fill in some of the glitter that also came in the October Elves box, and then I just put the bottom in, fill in some shaker oil like I did with the fishbowl, and seal it in. And here are my results. I really like how they turned out, and it was really fiddly to get the sword to look like the Master Sword. But I had a lot of fun with this box. The only criticism I have is that the molds they included in this box are a bit difficult to make for a beginner, because they're really easy to mess up. And I think they could have made molds that have like a silicone stopper inside that keeps it hollow, to make it way easier for beginners. And also the fishbowl mold was a bit tiny. I would have loved to see it a little bit larger, but that's just personal preference. Anyways, I'd love to see what you created if you actually got this box, so feel free to tag me on Instagram, and stay healthy, bye!